Muhammadu Buhari recovered loot and looted the recovered loot himself. The EFCC had also announced recoveries of cash hauls, sometimes in millions of dollars, from homes of former administration officials and even security agencies. Anti-graft detectives made back-to-back recoveries after the administration's whistleblower policy came to force in late 2016. Magu has regularly touted his agency's success in the fight against corruption, especially on confiscation of ill-gotten wealth from public coffers. In February, he said the EFCC recovered as much as 500 billion naira in 2017 alone. 2 months before, in November 2017, he disclosed that the EFCC recovered about 739 billion naira within 2 years. However, the figures were disputed by the ministry and department saddled with administering the recoveries. The Ministry of Finance, in a letter in February 9th, letter to Magu, said the ministry had calculated all recovered funds and arrived at 91 billion naira in recovery loot accounts. The amount represents about 18% of the 500 billion naira Magu said was recovered in 2017 and a little over 12% of the 739 billion naira he said he had recovered within 2 years. The 91.3 billion naira also included assets under final and interim forfeitures and funds recovered in foreign currencies, according to an updated table of the recoveries attached to the letter. Where is all the money they claimed they have recovered? This article is from BC Tech. You know, the reason why this question is being asked, that where is all the money they claim they have recovered, because according to the figures Magu gave, is different from what the finance minister is telling us. So the money that Magu has been claiming, shouting, praising the commission to high heavens that they have done this, they have done that. If you say you have done this, according to his own report, then according to the report from the Minister of Finance, that is really, really different. You could see the difference. If in 2017 alone, EFCC recovered about 739 billion naira within 2 years, and also before that time, a lot of money, had been recovered, and the finance minister is saying, according to what the letter he wrote in February to Magu, said the ministry had calculated all recovered funds and arrived at 91 billion naira in recovery loose accounts. So 91 billion naira and 739 billion naira that a Magu claimed they have recovered. So where are the monies? Or are they just coming to the pages of newspaper to elevate themselves that they are fighting corruption? If not, that means they've looted the money themselves. The money has been looted again. These are the people fighting corruption. Are you going to be surprised with the reports of Transparency International? You are not going to be surprised. The corruption is even higher than what it used to be under this government. So who is deceiving who? In the 3 mantras they come out to say they are talking about, or they really want to deal with corruption, fight against corruption, economy, and its security. You can see all of those things, whether they are working for you. You can say that as an individual, if you are really not if you are not really biased. Even if you are biased, you can just be biased, but the reality is there for everybody to see. Now someone says here that if you carry Nigeria matter put for your head, now your fault be that. For me, I don't forget which country I dey safe. There's never been more corrupt government as this. Mr. Integrity, over to you. And he still wants to go in to borrow. You see, well, this is the first of all the problems we are facing on board. We call it the dichotomy of public views and that of the private assurance. If truly the looted funds were recovered and there is no miscalculations and rebasing them, it could have to be said to people the exact amount they have recovered. But by this favor, I on my own opinion, I decided not to say the presidency looted the loot recovery. Rather, EFCC should be investigated and declare who loot whatever and punish by capital loss. That's what this person is saying. It's not really well articulated. As someone say, who is EFCC without the presidency? Are you aware of who supervises that agency? Because this particular person is saying EFCC should be investigated. They should not put the blame on the president. And this person is not saying, then who is EFCC without the presidency? Are you aware of who supervises that agency? Another one says here that, and that is where the problem started, sir. I believe those behind it are the cabals of the presidency. Okay, cabal of the presidency. Thank God they are not even making mention, they are not mentioning PDP again, or the officials of a PDP, the past administration. Someone say, there you go again. What is this nomenclature called cabal in politics and public administration? Is it not kitchen cabinet? Does it mean we have men who are more in charge than the president we all celebrate? If so, then where is the Superman kind of president? I don't think this person is in this country. When the wife of the president has been coming out for how many years that cabals, they've hijacked the presidency, they don't even listen to him. Recently was the fracas between the president's wife and the spokesperson to the president, Garba Shehu. She said a lot of things that her husband will give directives to Garba Shehu. Garba Shehu will not follow the directives. He will go and take directives from the cabals. And this person is talking about this in all. Doesn't mean that this person is playing to the gallery. Someone says, I did not mean the president has no hand in the ongoing problems, but I may circumvent the law. If I may circumvent the law, if I utter a word that I didn't testify, I may blame the president to the large extent, but in some extent denied. These are the back and forth, with these people who are really telling us their opinions. Someone say, many people are suffering out there. Fulanis known how to confuse Nigerians. This is exactly what their leader, who first came to Nigeria, deceived Northern. He came in the name of teaching them good religious and curbing corruptions by Hausa leaders. But at the end of the day, one who claimed to fight corruption suddenly became a thorn in their flesh. Today, a corruption fighter has become terrorist, a murderer, a crime against humanity, a public looter, a blood shocker, and raper. In fact, all manner of atrocity are being committed by the same demon who came to fight corruption. They are land grabbers. Today, they are still deceiving Nigeria as usual. Many people, including Hausa, are still dancing to their music tunes. Nigeria should bury their head in shame. Someone say, you be thief, I no be thief. Corruption fighting corruption. Competition of biggest looters. Someone says the historic government of Idi Amin Dada of Uganda is what we are seeing in Nigeria. It is difficult to believe that someone who was touted to be impeccable and rode on the shoulders of people ignorant would turn out to be what we see today. How can General Buhari not account for all recovered loot to date? This is completely embarrassing to say the least. Fraud, fraud, fraud. They recover and share among themselves. Someone say, Bagan. This government wasted and stole money. Everyone knows that, bro. It is not a new thing. This government has looted more than 16 years of PDP. Shame to this scam of government. We shouted change, change, change. But today, we have all seen that we were scammed. And the same people who said, oh, Buhari is a savior, oh, this and this and that. Now, they started again. Some youth have gathered themselves, coming now to say, oh, Tinubu is the Messiah. That is the president Nigeria needs at this point in time. The same people. Are they not in the same party? Are they going to separate themselves? Let us see how it goes. We know that all of those individuals, they have their own baggages they are carrying. Let us see how they are going to offload it and they come and present themselves to the public. But the unfortunate thing there is that the gullible ones, they will still fall for it. They will fall for them. But I think gradually Nigerians are beginning to wake up from their slumbers. Someone says there are problems in the system. I will suggest that the civil society organization should request for all documents relating to recover looted funds to scrutinize it and a list of houses, landed property and cars, including the names of the looters, to enable them know exactly what has been recovered. From what we are reading and hearing, the amount of the money should have financed this year budget, should have financed this year's budget up to 50 to 60% of the budget. Someone say, please don't even go there. Mr. Integrity all the way. Nigeria is under curse with this government. The worst thing is that's ever happened to Nigeria. APC are Yahoo people. Their own Yahoo plus plus. Someone say, you mean it? I think say now tomorrow morning this Nigerian government will share the money to poor masses, at least 3 million to each. So this is where we find ourselves, nation of looters. I have calculated how I will use this money. Really, this person was expecting money to be paid, those recovered loot to be shared to the masses. For God's sake, another says, for God's sake, Mr. President, if Magu and his team have been recovering huge amounts of money up to this end, why is Nigeria going to borrow money? Unless if you want to bring money for the corruptors to seal them away. Otherwise, let us put a lot of wisdom in how to utilize the available funds. Best wishes. Someone say he is really fighting corruption indeed. And who is fooling who? Someone says a government of plutocracy. If we were complaining about corruption before now, and now the level of corruption has escalated, then where have we found ourselves? Where are we going? It would have been better that people stayed back in the old former administration. If now the corruption has gone haywire, has escalated, then there's fire on the mountain. So guys, let's hear your take concerning this. You can see the figures the finance minister is quoting and what Magu is quoting. You could see the difference. So let's hear your take concerning this. Thank you.